Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking your standard packing list and turning it into an absolute survival guide for studying abroad in Japan. You know, when you're gearing up for a semester overseas, it is so tempting to just chuck your favorite outfits and a toothbrush into a suitcase and call it a day. But Japan needs a totally different approach. You aren't just going on vacation, you are stepping into a society with highly specific norms, very distinct weather patterns, and incredibly strict regulatory systems. Today, we're going to break down the official student planning guide so you know exactly what to bring, what to leave behind, and how to hit the ground running.
So the big question is, are you packing for what fits in a bag, or are you packing for the actual cultural and environmental reality of Japan? Think about it. The stuff that makes life convenient back home could actually be a massive headache or literally illegal in Tokyo or Kyoto. We really need to shift the mindset here from what do I want to have with me to what does this environment demand of me? We're going to quickly look at the practical, day-to-day realities of student life over there to make sure your luggage actually matches the journey ahead of you.
Here's our game plan for today. We're going to cover 4 key areas. 1. Essential setup. 2. Clothing and daily gear. 3. Electronics and adapters. And finally, 4. Medication and health rules.
Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, Essential Setup.
Listen, the golden rule of international travel, it's redundancy. Do not, I repeat, do not rely on your phone's network the second you land. We all love to assume international roaming just magically kicks in, but technology can be super finicky. You absolutely must have a secure, strictly offline copy of your itinerary, your hotel address, your program schedule, and your passport. Download it straight to your device or print it out. Because if you're standing there at customs and your eSIM is taking its sweet time, having those offline documents is going to save you a massive headache.
Now, here's a real curveball compared to the US. Even though Japan is this incredible global tech hub, it is still wildly attached to physical cash. Back home, you probably just tap your phone for a coffee or a taxi, right? But in Japan, you absolutely need to bring some physical Japanese yen with you or pull some out at an ATM the second you arrive. You're going to need actual cash to reload your transit cards, grab a quick bowl of ramen, or buy things at traditional markets where credit cards are basically useless.
Moving right along to Section 2, Clothing and Daily Gear.
As a student, you're going to be walking a ton. We're talking miles every single day, often in really hot, humid, and rainy summer weather. So you'll need everything on this list: lightweight, modest clothing, a solid rain jacket or a compact umbrella, and literally the most comfortable walking shoes you own. But look closely at the bottom of this list. A small day bag, a small towel, socks in good condition. You might be wondering why those tiny details matter so much. Well, let's get into it.
Picture this. In Japan, you are going to be taking your shoes off all the time. Whether you're entering a traditional ryokan, exploring a temple, or visiting a friend's house, taking off your shoes is a mandatory sign of respect. The absolute last thing you want is the pure horror of slipping your shoe off only to reveal a giant hole in your big toe. Trust me on this one. Pack high-quality, pristine socks. Oh, and definitely wear shoes that don't take you 5 minutes to unlace every time you cross a threshold.
And what about that day bag and small towel? Well, here's a fun insider secret. Public trash cans are incredibly rare in Japanese cities. It's wild, but you are actually expected to carry your trash with you all day and throw it out when you get home. That's exactly what the day bag handles for you. On top of that, a lot of public restrooms don't provide paper towels or hand dryers. Locals literally always carry a small pocket towel or handkerchief to dry their hands. Bringing a couple of these from home is going to make you feel so much more comfortable and culturally dialed in.
All right, let's power up with Section 3, Electronics and Adapters.
Pay very close attention here because getting this wrong can literally fry your laptop. 100 volts, that is the magic number. Japan runs on a 100-volt power system. Now, the wall outlets look exactly like the Type A and B ones we have in the United States, but the voltage is lower than our standard 120 volts. For most modern phone and laptop chargers, you're totally fine. They're dual voltage. But you have to double-check. Read that tiny print on your power bricks. If you bring a single-voltage hairdryer from home, it's either not going to work at all or it's going to turn into a literal fire hazard.
The name of the game with tech is keep your footprint light. Space is super tight in Japanese accommodations, and nobody wants to lug heavy equipment through a packed train station. Skip the bulky electronics. Bring a compact power adapter if you need it, and definitely prioritize a portable power bank because you will be using your phone's GPS constantly. Honestly, only bring an expensive laptop or tablet if your classes absolutely require it.
Now, when you're packing up those electronics, you've got to follow airline battery rules to the letter. This is a global safety standard, but it's completely worth a reminder before a huge international flight. If you're using a smart tag to track your luggage, make sure the battery is compliant. But the biggest thing, your power banks and any spare lithium batteries have to stay right by your side in your carry-on bag. They can never, ever go into the cargo hold in checked luggage because of fire risks.
Let's transition to our final and frankly most critical part of the explainer, Section 4, Medication and Health Rules.
I'm going to be super direct with you here. Japan does not mess around when it comes to controlled substances. They enforce incredibly strict rules, and checking their official sources before you pack is absolutely mandatory. Just a heads up, what we're discussing is a planning framework, not legal advice. If you take any regular medication, the very first thing you have to do is hop online and check Japan's Ministry of Health guidelines to see if your meds are actually permitted inside their borders.
Listen to the gravity of this warning straight from the U.S. Embassy. Even common over-the-counter stuff you use at home, like certain sinus meds, allergy pills, or standard prescriptions for things like ADHD, could be strictly illegal in Japan. Seriously. You cannot assume that just because your doctor prescribed it back home, Japanese customs will wave it through. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse at the border. Because of this, you might even need to apply for a special certificate called a Yunyu Kakunin weeks in advance, just to legally bring your personal medication with you.
So when you do pack your legally approved meds, follow this rule like your life depends on it. Keep everything clearly identifiable in its original official packaging. Customs officials need to look at the bottle, read the label, and instantly match it to your paperwork. Please do not dump a bunch of loose pills into a generic daily plastic organizer just to save a little space. It looks incredibly suspicious to border agents, and it can cause massive delays or worse, get your stuff confiscated. Keep it official, keep it labeled.
As you finish rolling up those t-shirts and zipping up that suitcase, I want to leave you with a final thought. Ask yourself, does my luggage really reflect the unique, highly structured environment I'm stepping into? Are you just holding on to the comforts of home, or are you actually ready to adapt to life in Japan? Taking the extra time to curate your packing list according to these cultural and legal realities won't just keep you out of trouble, it's going to completely elevate your study abroad experience from the second you step off the plane. So, what's it going to be? Are you packing for your convenience, or are you packing for Japan? Safe travels, everyone, and enjoy the incredible journey ahead.